Have you ever missed the perfect shot because your camera was too slow to focus? Or struggled with a bulky camera system when traveling? What if I told you Fujifilm might have solved these problems, and many more, with their rumored Fujifilm X-E5? For years, photographers have faced an impossible choice: carry a heavy camera with professional features, or sacrifice capability for portability. But according to recent leaks, that compromise might soon be history. Before we dive into how this camera could revolutionize your photography workflow, take a moment to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Trust me, you'll want to stay updated on this one, because what I'm about to reveal about the X-E5's autofocus system alone could change how you shoot forever. In this video, we'll explore every leaked specification, from its groundbreaking 40-megapixel sensor to its professional-grade video capabilities. But more importantly, we'll discuss how these features could solve the real challenges you face in your photography journey. And stick around until the end, because I'll share an unexpected detail about this camera's processing engine that hasn't been covered anywhere else. Something that could make it the most versatile Fujifilm camera ever released. Let me put this resolution into perspective for working photographers. With 40 megapixels at your disposal, you could crop an image by 50% and still have enough resolution for a high-quality 20 by 30-inch print. Imagine shooting a street scene and being able to find multiple compelling compositions within a single frame. This kind of flexibility could completely transform how you approach documentary and street photography. But here's where things get really interesting. According to our sources, Fujifilm isn't just pushing boundaries with resolution. They're completely reimagining what's possible in a rangefinder-style body. The ProRes and Blackmagic RAW capabilities represent a significant shift in how hybrid shooters can approach their work. Let me break down what this means in practical terms. A wedding photographer could capture the entire ceremony in cinema-quality ProRes, while simultaneously shooting stills, all with the same compact camera. The 6.2 thousand resolution at 30 frames per second means you could extract high-quality still frames from your video footage, essentially never missing a crucial moment. Now, I can already hear some of you asking, but won't this high-resolution sensor compromise low-light performance? Well, that brings us to perhaps the most exciting rumor of all. The X-E5 is reported to incorporate a sophisticated 7 stops of stabilization isn't just a number. Let me give you a practical example. In traditional photography, shooting at a shutter speed of 1/30th of a second with a 50mm lens would be extremely challenging. With this new APS-C system, you could theoretically shoot at 1 full second and still get sharp results. Think about what this means for low-light street photography or indoor event coverage without flash. You could capture natural, ambient-lit scenes while maintaining the atmosphere that artificial lighting often destroys. But there's something even more groundbreaking about this camera that we haven't discussed yet. A feature that could revolutionize how we approach high-resolution photography. The 160-megapixel pixel shift multi-shot mode deserves special attention. Here's why. Imagine you're an architectural photographer working on a high-end real estate project. This mode would allow you to capture images with detail that rivals medium-format cameras, costing 5 times as much. Every brick, every texture, every subtle gradient in the lighting would be rendered with unprecedented clarity. But there's a fascinating technical aspect to how this works. Before we dive into how this extraordinary feature works and what it means for your photography, let's address the autofocus system that could make the X-E5 a serious competitor to cameras costing twice as much. Let's talk about real-world applications of this autofocus system. Picture yourself photographing a bird in flight. Traditional AF systems might lose track when the subject briefly passes behind a branch. But according to early reports, this new system uses advanced AI to predict the subject's movement and maintain focus even with momentary obstructions. For wildlife photographers, this could be the difference between getting the shot and missing the moment entirely. The electronic viewfinder deserves a deeper examination. 3.69 million dots translates to a viewing experience that's virtually indistinguishable from an optical viewfinder. But here's what makes it truly special. The rumored refresh rate and reduced latency mean that fast-moving subjects appear smooth and natural, eliminating one of the last advantages DSLRs held over mirrorless cameras. Now, you might be wondering about continuous shooting speeds. After all, what good is a sophisticated autofocus system without the speed to match it? Well, the rumors suggest something quite impressive. We're looking at 20 frames per second with the electronic shutter and 15 frames per second with the mechanical shutter. These numbers put the XE5 in direct competition with cameras typically considered more professional grade. But there's an interesting caveat we need to discuss. Before we get to that, let's talk about what might be the most photographer-friendly feature of all: the 3-inch, 1.84 million dot tilting touchscreen LCD. But it's not just the specifications that matter here. It's how Fujifilm has reportedly implemented it. Imagine setting focus points, adjusting exposure settings, and navigating menus with smartphone-like gestures while maintaining a stable grip on the camera. For street photographers who need to work quickly and discreetly, this could be a game changer. Now, for the question everyone's been asking: when can we expect to see this camera? Sources suggest the XE5 will be released before August 2025. But here's where things get interesting. While we don't have official pricing yet, let's analyze what this camera might cost based on its feature set and market positioning. Looking at comparable cameras with 40-megapixel sensors and professional video capabilities, we typically see prices ranging from $2,000 to $3,000. However, Fujifilm has a history of aggressive pricing strategies when introducing groundbreaking features. This could mean the XE5 might launch at a price point that makes other manufacturers very uncomfortable. Looking at everything we know so far, the XE5 appears to be more than just an incremental upgrade. It could represent a new direction for Fujifilm's X series, combining high-resolution imaging, professional-grade video capabilities, and advanced autofocus in a compact body. If you're as excited about this camera as I am, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. Are these rumored specifications enough to make you consider switching to Fujifilm? Speaking of exciting Fujifilm cameras, don't forget to check out my detailed analysis of the rumored Fujifilm X-T6 in the video appearing on your screen now. That camera might just be the perfect companion to the XE5. Trust me, you won't want to miss what Fujifilm has planned for that model. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue exploring the latest in photography technology.